Hey y'all, welcome in, welcome back. Tap in, share, like, subscribe. This is episode 57. Can you porch this? We're gonna get into the pre-show, y'all. We got music coming from VA. Thank y'all for coming back on the Porch Podcast, episode 57. The Lord is my thumbnail. Can you porch this? All right, let's get into it.
Most high and ain't talking exotic. Gave him my life a new life and I got it. Choose you this day if it's breath in your body. Send me then know that I'm going no option. Jesus the way and the truth ain't no copy. Walking the light so it's easy to spot me. Weight of the world on my shoulders, he spot me. Holding the truth and contempt, boy, that's folly. Because you wear white does not mean that you godly. Send you the children of Israel, stop it. All of God's children bear fruit and you rotten. Praying you seeking the truth with no stopping. Call it by name while you stubborn and proud. Thinking it's you like that devil, you lying. You better repent or you facing that fire. Comfortable in sin, Lord, I was reclined. Ducking and running from God, I was high. Concealing that darkness, Lord, I was so blind. No word of protection, I carried an eye. Was single in life, but was so double mind. Identity crisis, didn't know my assign. Had problems in life in the way he designed. I couldn't sleep in the night due to spiritual confined. Gave my worries to weed, I didn't know any better. Was captive in chains, I couldn't go anywhere. I felt lonely at times, but I know he was there. I couldn't build up nobody, was broken myself. Had the Lord ask me who needed his eye. Resisting that devil, I'm telling them bye. Was fighting a fight I could see with my eyes. Thank God that he gracious or I could have died. I plummeted in the most deadliest times when my living meant way more to me than these rhymes. Tears started forming, but I couldn't cry. The way I've been feeling was numbing inside. But I thank the Lord cause he came right on time. Know he the truth and debunking the lies. Get it together or get left behind. Ain't no more straddling fences. Oh, nah, nah. I'm pleading the blood over me and the mind. No lacking in prayer, how we up in that fire. You gotta be all in when you move on this side. If not, then that fire is where you reside. Lord, and you know Galatians 2:20 say, I've been crucified with Christ. It is no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me. He the most high and ain't talking exotic. Gave him my life a new life and I got it. Choose you this day if it's breath in your body. Send me then know that I'm going no option. Jesus the way and the truth ain't no copy. Walking the light so it's easy to spot me. Weight of the world on my shoulders, he spot me. Holding the truth and contempt, boy, that's folly. Because you wear white does not mean that you godly. Send you the children of Israel, stop it. All of God's children bear fruit and you rotten. Praying you seeking the truth with no stopping. Call it by name while you stubborn and proud. Thinking it's you like that devil, you lying. You better repent or you facing that fire.
It's so crazy.
He the most high and ain't talking.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to do this here, you feel me? Hey, just let Rurach have his way, you know what I'm talking about? Hey, nothing too much, but hey. Y'all with the dope, let's go.
We walking by faith, Lord, and not by sight. Can't be an angel in the day, oh, and turn gangster at night.
Hopped out the bed on my feet while I thank the Lord. Got out my head and on my knees just to thank you for everything you did for me since I was a little boy.
What you saying, bro?
And I know it's more restored.
So many blessings out the window just pouring on me. Can't hold it all in my hands, this harvest is deep. Christ crucified is all that a prophet will preach. I bow my head in his presence, Lord, I'm at your feet. Making money doesn't mean you gon' make it to heaven. When in that line, we not judged off of who was successful. We the body, but we gotta get it together. Not trying to yell, but I know that I can get aggressive. This what a gangster for y'all look like when applying pressure. Who watch, I feel you all in here, fill me with your presence. I bleed the blood in Yahshua's name when I get to stepping. Hey, plus his word is rated E if you interested. And if you ain't got no Jesus, then you need to get some. All that corner-minded living, get that out your system. Unleavened bread, fed home and tell me how you living. You got the wrong mindset if you think it's religion. It's a lifestyle, can't just talk me in the Christian. That's why many say it's a lie.
Hey y'all, welcome back on the Porch Podcast, episode 57. Yeah, y'all know that was VA. What's going on? It's grind season, y'all. Why is it already August? But tell me, how's August been treating you? If you haven't already told me in the comments how you doing, tap in, like, share, subscribe. But let me know how August has been treating you, or how have you been treating August? This episode is called Can You Porch This? Jesus is my thumbnail. Yeah, I know. Yeah. First, we're going to talk about balance. Hello. Okay. So we're gonna get into balance. And what does balance mean to you? This episode, okay, of course you see the title, but Proverbs 11:1, King James Version, a false balance is abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. So what does balance mean to you? What is the hardest thing for you to balance? And what have you conquered that was so hard for you to balance? What was so hard for you to balance at one point, but when you stepped over into the kingdom and gave it all to God, gave him all the glory, you can now balance those things. What are those things? Give us something good. Give us something that you overcame, that you conquered. Because in the coastlands, that was when they overcame, they conquered. Just want everybody real quick also share, like, comment, grab a pen and pad or whatever it is that you need to get through this podcast. How about that? Y'all, excuse me, and I want to give thanks to everybody that's been grinding with me and balancing your life and taking time being a part of my podcast journey as well. I want to just give a round of applause to everyone for that. So, like, give a round of applause as well. All right, so because you're able to do more than one thing. So you could how So I really appreciate everyone that has taken out the time to multitask and listen in on my podcast while they're doing dishes, doing chores, all of that nature. Good evening. We're gonna get into if anybody doesn't have anything to say about how August has been treated in the first couple of days. August, if you haven't been feeling a bit like yourself, mental health has been up or down, spiritual health hasn't been your physical health, let us know so how we can feed into each other and supply each other with that daily encouragement, that daily bread, and be that circle of love and help everyone grow this season, because this is so important. It's different from last season. Nothing's coming just by the joy of the Lord is your strength. You have to spend time, but you also have to execute, and you have to stand strong, and you have to have that Philly cheese steak foundation. You have to walk in obedience, and in that, it doesn't have to be. You just gotta find your pitch. So let's talk about the topic for tonight: balance. Balance. Just thank God real quick. Just thank God for being here. Thank you, God. Um, Thank you guys for listening. God, we ask that you guide us in what we speak and what we say and what we hear. Let us have this moment. Let thy will be done in Jesus' name. Amen. All right. Let's get into it, y'all. So I asked you, what is balance? What are you balancing well or not balancing well? Webster's dictionary explains it as a verb action, meaning take action. It says a transitive verb, well, transition verb. But to arrange or to pause or arrange in or as in balance. Balancing a book on her head. The legislator hasn't balanced the budget in years. Okay, this second definition, this is what gave me light. This is what stood out to me, because the first one was more of a earthly. She said, August is coming in like glass. I'm enjoying so much. I overcome driving around high heels and curves. Okay, so to bring the balance verb, to bring into harmony or proportion. I struggle to balance my career and family. A balanced diet is at the bottom of the screen, as you can see. But I struggle to balance my career and family and family life, but that's not that's the earthly definition. This is the natural. I thought I needed to balance all of this stuff in my natural life. I thought I needed more of something, less of something. Okay, but the only thing I needed to be more of was of God and less of me. Are y'all with me? Like, come on, like more of God and less of me. Come in the chat right now. More of God and less of me. All of God, less of me. Like basically, I didn't understand that I had to balance. That's there's that word balance. Who I thought I was, and you know how hard it is to accept the fact that you are no longer you. Are you with me? Are y'all with me? I always use the term building kingdoms, leaving dinner tables because that this is a great example of a balanced diet. When I say you're being fed the wrong love, you know, don't be afraid to leave. Don't be afraid to leave your dinner table when you're tired of being fed the wrong way, wrong information, the wrong love, the wrong teachings about God. Okay, so I don't mean that in a negative way. It's like I used to struggle to balance all of that, and this is how we get here. This is how we get to that balanced diet. How does everyone feel about that? So this episode on the porch, on the porch podcast, the Jesus thumbnail goes back to saying I found balance and just making Jesus the center, the cornerstone, Christ made Christ my cornerstone. Are y'all with me? So that's like you're having a hard time balancing, and maybe with balancing like you're because now that we have made Christ our cornerstone, sometimes we have a hard time balancing a lot in this world. What it is that I'm having a hard time understanding that like I'm balancing. So here's an example. I struggle to balance it all because one thing I do know, when you pray for something, you should be ready to receive it. So I'm having to balance all of the that I have asked God for. Like, yes, as crazy as it sounds, I have had to prepare. I have to ask to be prepared for Him because I need the strength to endure and embrace everything that I ask to carry on. Do you understand me? So, what is it that you think is a great balance in your life right now, or what do you think that you need to work on as far as balancing right now? Like, because can you picture this? Or can you porch this? It's not for it's not like for show. Okay, so Proverbs 11:5. The righteousness of the perfect shall direct his way, but the wicked shall fall by his own wickedness. I said the righteousness of the perfect shall direct his way, but the wicked shall fall by his own wickedness. You remember that episode where we were saying, fight the good fight, keep going the way God told you to go, no matter what is going on around you, no matter how good evil looks at the moment, the righteousness will prevail. That is a part of what you can stand on. That foundation you pray to God, that you pray to God for, and you have to stand on it. Do y'all remember that episode? Okay, okay. I think we're about typing. What episode is that, y'all? That balancing natural and spiritual is only what we do for Christ will last. Okay. That was a Philly cheesesteak foundation episode. Nobody commented. So we're gonna move on to Proverbs the foundation. You have to keep that foundation. Proverbs 11:9. An hypocrite with his mouth destroyeth his neighbor, but through knowledge shall the just be delivered. Okay, so be mindful of what you are saying because, like VA said in his song, like you might have white You might have white on, but that does not mean you are walking godly. Okay, so a hypocrite with his mouth destroyed, and a hypocrite with his mouth destroyed his neighbor, but through knowledge shall the just be delivered. So if you are trying to bring people into God's kingdom, if you're trying to, excuse me, if you're trying to build kingdoms and get people to leave the dinner table, the theory that we have set in place, we can't destroy. We can't be quick to anger. So, which leads me to, can you porch your anger and emotions? But we will go back to that. We can't be quick to anger. We can't give people ungodly visions of God. So we got to dig deep in our foundation. We have to stay in our world, in our kingdom. We have to get in our word. Sorry about that. We got to keep that daily bread. Stay in that Philly cheesesteak foundation and be knowledgeable. And be knowledgeable of what it is that we are putting out and taking in, because you can lead someone to God, or you can lead them or direct them further away. So you can be the pusher of the force or whatever for reasons that I can't even imagine. So can you like, that's why this episode, can you imagine this? Can you porch this? Imagine having a mouthful of destroying words and anger and emotions to your neighbor, but yet you have so much knowledge of God. How many of us have seen so many situations where many of us have been in so many situations being hypocrites of ourselves, like, because we basically just, you know, we're one who, when you're it's basically, let me read the comments. Okay, she said she was about to type that. Okay, what, just one who does not pray or believe in God the way we do, or someone who does not, like, represent or believe in God, or not necessarily believe the same way you do, but they don't take the same actions. And so how can we as a human set aside our humanness and step into our supernatural godly ways and remember where we once were, not always of that knowledge that we have occurred now. So let me say this. We have to be mindful of what we were saying and who we are saying it to once again, because all knowledge goes away and becomes void when you don't even speak God's word in a godly manner or a timely manner. So the righteousness of the perfect shall direct his way, but the wicked shall fall by his own wickedness. James 1:19, wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, and slow to wrath. So that's why the next slide brings us to, can you porch your emotions, your anger and your emotions. As we get into Isaiah 41:1, that's where this text comes from. But before we get into Isaiah 41, we're going to have to, are you able to keep silent when God tells you to be still or to speak? Even though you are knowledgeable what it is that you know, what you need to say, but God said that it is not his timing. You're still trying to say what it is that you know is right. Okay, so this is when Isaiah 41 takes place. Can you porch your anger and emotions? Proverbs 11:9 is a context verse. Keep silence before me, O coastlands, and let the people renew their strength. Divine callings require some dividing. Stay cool, calm, and at ease. Okay. When I say dividing, it requires you to separate from your old ways. You have to depart from some old people. You have to depart from some things that you want to do. You have to do things that you don't want to do. You have to deal with things that you don't know how to deal with. The strength, the joy of the Lord is your strength. You have to ask God to give you strength to deal with these things. You have to have control over your anger and emotions, your feelings, and you have to put them in the mind of God, and you have to be there and be a godly manner, meaning it's not when you feel, taste, think, because our thoughts can lead us into doing the wrong thing. Are you with me? So we need to sometimes be still, and be still does not mean do nothing, do not anything. Now, if God told you don't do anything, then that's your job. You don't do anything. But be still means to be still means to. Sorry about that, y'all. What did I pick up? That's a challenge. I pray wisdom and discernment when something needs to be said. Right. Okay. Be still means to be still in the Lord's word and know that He is God. My bad, y'all. I apologize for that. Okay. So sometimes it might just mean James 1:19, wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. It might mean take action. And sometimes you have to take action. Can we porch this? Can we porch this? Am I going too fast? Can we porch this? We have to find balance. We have to bring balance into harmony or proportion. I used to struggle to balance in my career because everything that I asked for in my family, how to understand God, everything that has to be in a balanced diet, like the Philly Cheesesteak Foundation, we have to portion out all these levels throughout the day, all these emotions. Now, in the next season, we have to balance the foundation. We have to balance temptation. We have to balance all the. We have to balance the evil. We have to balance the good. We have to balance ourselves. We have to balance it all out. We have to balance our thoughts. We have to balance our mental, our spiritual, our physical, our scientific. We have to balance it all out. Are y'all with me? Okay. I know that was a lot. But so while I give y'all a chance to catch up and type in some comments, like, share, and subscribe, we're gonna take a quick break and get into some VA. All right. But am I on track with everybody before I take a quick break? Just let me know.
That's why many say it's a lie because they scared to live it. Instead of loving enemies, you rather go and kill them. When it ain't even people fault, you battling the spirit. The principalities of darkness who sit high and wicked. But if you read and study, guarantee you'll know the difference. Instead of holding yourself captive from your own deliverance, eternal life is the game. We all on a mission.
Yeah. Hey, you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to do this here, you feel me? Hey. Too much, but hey. Righteous cry out, the Lord heals and delivers them out of.
Okay. Oh, before my bad, y'all. I just had to say something real quick. Okay, because before we get into that VA, I just gave everything I had to pass you, everything to God, y'all. So let's get into it. And you know, when the righteous cry out, the Lord hears and delivers them out of their troubles. One thing about God, He's gracious. All right, we're gonna get into it.
And delivers them out of all their troubles. Hold on. I gave my problem to God. Cause He the only one can handle them all. I put my trust in the Lord. Cause I know that He got His hands in it all.
I give them what's all in my heart. While I'm in prep, I'm just handing it off. And the enemy trying too hard. Over serpents and scorpions, I trample them up. By the business, one moving that rod. Lighting it up and no plan in the dark. You either get with it or not.
All praise to the Most High Father, Yahweh.
No chance at all.
One thing about God, He gracious. I wish people would stop playing with their salvation. What? They count His pain as weakness when He slow the anger. Set this sun down in the main. The blood of the Lamb speak better things than Abel. Don't believe trust He won't make. I know that He good. Plus I can see in His taste. Came from up out of that world. Long I was swine, but I had all these pearls. Took a little time for me to get right, yeah. I had another mind in the midnight, yeah. Man, I still showed in the 4 feet. Talking deep off in my sin in the nosebleed. So many restless nights, ain't get no sleep. Ain't no resting for the wicked, and ain't no peace. Man, I was feeling so low, like I had no. Man, I thought I wanna rise off that float, but God chose me. I heard that devil mocking me while I died slow. The door thought to wrap around on my mind like get cold. Man, that python stuck a shit in my spine, my eyes closed. Then I heard the voice tell me to be quiet and watch close. And it came alive like a fire in my eyes. Oh, I was looking for a way out the lies, and God showed me. Wanna survive, gotta die to my homie. Jesus the way, truth, and life, and I know it. Even if I gotta go shy to die bold. I pray that I don't get denied, and you know who that thought that we could live out our lives without hope. But double-minded, but I'm knowing with Christ that He'll clothe. I be present to the mark of the prize, but no trophy. Had to get delivered from all the pride to move lowly, huh?
I gave my problem to God. God, He the only one can handle it.
Cast your burdens on my Lord.
The Lord. Cause I know that
He will sustain me.
I give Him what's all in my heart.
He would never permit the righteous to be moved.
And the enemy trying too hard. Over serpents and scorpions, I trample them up. By the
One thing that you definitely can rely on,
lighting it up
more
and
than
no
peace,
plan in the dark. You either
is
get
first
with it
God.
or not. Wages of sin ain't no
as well as
chance
His
at all.
word, you feel me? So, hey, we cast it. And as much as I was doing, you know, to avoid death, you feel me? Like moving everything out of my path that had anything to do with death, you know? I was sitting right in it, you feel me? But I thank Yahweh for being so loving, you feel me? And for being so merciful, you feel me? And having so much grace, you know what I'm saying? That He reached down to something that He hated so much for someone that He loves so much, you know? Ain't no more running backwards.
Come on, stay focused.
I done been in my pain long enough. It's time to wash it away in His blood. Tired that night from warring with the love.
Hey y'all, welcome back. This is episode 57 on the Porch Podcast. Can you porch this? The Lord is my thumbnail. Are we gonna get into the reason why we here, y'all? Why are we here? Excuse me if I seem a little bit out of touch. Got a lot of distractions going on, so y'all just be mindful of the distractions when He's in the room. Don't let the distractions dictate what He is saying to you. Alright, so we just talked about balance. Okay. The reason why we are here, the Lord is my thumbnail. In the 23rd Psalm, 1 through 5, verses 1 through 5 is what we're going to get into. We're going to run through, we're not going to run, we're going to walk by faith, because we walk by faith. And yet, though we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, we will fear no evil. Y'all, this is the reason why we are here. God is the reason for this podcast. Episode 57, can you push this? The Lord is my thumbnail. And yeah, we all know Psalms 23rd. We all know the 23rd Psalm, but we're gonna start and we're gonna break it down, the first 5 verses. Because the weeks we did the I am, where Jesus said, I am the bread of life, I am, you know, it was soothing to me. Jesus said He was the daily bread, He's the way, the truth, the life. And so it helped me help you, you know, explain things better, like the way. So when we break things down into pieces, you know, broken pieces aren't so bad. When you can piece yourself back together, God will give you the strength to piece yourself back together. Okay, but let's get into it, y'all. Break it down piece by piece. No matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, no matter what it is, no matter what location, no matter where you go to, no matter what you come, no matter what, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Okay, Is that not enough? Is it not enough for you to want to know what God has in store for you without you having to next step? You should just want to keep going and keep thriving and not worrying about what self can get and only what self can give. And let me say this one more time. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. That is enough assurance for you to want to keep going and keep thriving and not worrying about self and what self can get, only what self can give. Okay? Verse 2. He maketh me lie down in the green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. Is that not enough? He starts out telling you, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want, period. So I don't know if y'all remember the song that VA out. It's like he was like, it was referring to Acts 4. If I pray for something, why would I be worrying or crying after I pray? Or I can't remember, but if you can remember, type in the song in the comments. And VA, if you watching this, please enlighten me or enlighten us on the name of the song that I just described. If you pray and ask God for a song, why would you go and keep worrying? Can't remember the same. But okay, so verse 3, he restored my soul. He lead me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Man might have left me. Man might have done me wrong, might be persecuting me, but God restored my soul from all of that and lead me into a path of righteousness for his name's sake. So yeah, Romans 8:28, when things are calls for your bad, and then it goes on to say, you know, but you have to love God. You have to believe that God will do all these things for you, because if not, then they won't work together for the greater good. They're gonna work however you depend on, whoever you depend on for them to work. Did that make sense to everyone? Did that make sense to everyone? Okay, all right, let's move on. Let's move right along. Okay, so um, this is my favorite part. This is my favorite part. If you pray while worry, yeah, that's right, Mama. Okay, so yea, though I walk through the valley in the shadow of death. And see, this is because we all in that valley. We all have our days. We don't know where. We don't know if we're coming or going. You know that old saying, but it depends on if we believe in God Himself, Jesus, the Holy Spirit, God to lead us. You know, I will fear no evil. Thy rod and thy staff comfort me. But you're too busy. We're too busy worrying about, what we don't understand. What God has set in your path for you to have without even earning. It's all you have to do is believe that, because that rod and thy staff will comfort me. That was verse 4. Like, so if he set you in that path, you have to understand that he's going to give you everything necessary to conquer everything that's going on in that darkness right there. Okay. So I will fear no evil. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, because like I said, it's great for things to come together, but you have to believe, you know what I'm saying? You have to believe that it's going to work together when you're in that valley. Okay. So if you depend on Jesus, the Holy Spirit, God to lead us, and we will fear no evil. I don't understand what it is that we don't understand. Okay. So we go on to verse 5. Okay. Thou prepare the table before me in the presence of my enemies. And if you look below me, right below me, we have building kingdoms, leaving dinner tables. That's why we have been stamping this whole building kingdoms, leaving dinner tables. If you're tired of being misled, the wrong information, don't be afraid to stand on the foundation that God has set forth in your life. Jeremiah 29:11. He has given you a plan, not a business plan. He has given you a plan for your life, a plan for your family, for everybody who surrounds you and has faith and loves you. It might not be, he has given you a plan, so to speak, with your biological family. It's okay. You can go build a kingdom family. It's for you to seek his kingdom. As long as you're seeking his kingdom, or not thinking of whatever you're seeking, views, or you're seeking how much money you can make, or seeking, I have to do this because I need to do this because, excuse me, I have to make this amount of money to pay my bills because I have to do this. I have to pay the power company because they don't care about that. But he will prepare a table for me in the presence of my enemies. Okay, so which goes to say that anoint my head with oil, my cup runneth over. I know we can, we have to get this, the first half. We can say the hope, but we have to, because we have to believe that God can do all these things first before we move forward. Because this is what's blocking. This is what blocking the faith and the grace. We got one person believing and strictly depending on God, and then we have people quoting on the scriptures and they're not even dependent on God. Or we got people who are not understanding how obedience and alignment works, and it has nothing to do with how much money you have in your bank account. It all has to do with Jeremiah 29:11. If it's for you, it is for you. If it's not for you, then it is not for you, and you have to execute what God has already set forth in your face, in your path in the first place. So, if we're reciting this, why am I still wanting more when God gave me a path to be obedient and align myself and seek righteousness and seek his kingdom? But yay, as soon as I walk through a little valley, a little toughness, I start fearing evil. I start looking for things to comfort me physically. What is that? What can I do to build my kingdom? And I always remember that from that. The Lord is my thumbnail. Always remember that. The Lord is my thumbnail. See that daily bread. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. I say, you know, can you porch this? Can you porch this? Because all this comes into play with being obedient to what God told you. So can you porch your anger and emotions? Isaiah 41:1 says, keep silence before me, O coastlands. They overcame the rough valley by keeping silent, and God renewed their strength as long as they stayed at ease. Keep going, keep thriving, keep being in control of what you are in control of. There is a circle of control, and there is a circle of letting go. Let God renew your strength. Remember that certain things cause separation, and if I understand it correctly, not being so quick to anger, because he that is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he that ruleth his spirit than he that take a city. Can you porch this? He that is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he that ruleth his spirit than he that take a city. Hey, it's really been a blessing on the Porch Podcast. This is episode 57. Share, like, subscribe. If you are just watching the first time, if you are catching the replay, don't forget to share and subscribe, and don't miss the actual live event. So prior to me doing this episode, I had to keep driving, y'all, because it's a lot going behind the scenes that you don't understand. So remember, he that is slow to anger is mighty. You can rule anything as long as you keep your control. You control. You keep going, keep thriving. So what do we have happening in August? What do we have happening in August, y'all? Thank you. What do we have happening in August. We're gonna get to. I'm gonna get off this. So real quick, if you're just now seeing this, tap in Philly Podcast Space. I just, I just have to. Let me see. Can we get a good view? Right here, right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody go to www.phillypodcastspace.com and you can book your professional interviews there. Also, you can sign up for a membership, and that just go to the website. I'm not gonna go into many details about it, but also August the 9th, if you are in Philly, um, let's let's okay, real quick, y'all. Let me bring it up. Let me. Okay, so if you are in Philly on August the 9th, um, on Instagram, Miss T Purple Flower Networks is throwing a poetry event. Eels Wills will be the performer, poet, host, co-host. You can go at Eels Wills, Miss T, the Purple Flower Network on Instagram. The event will be in Philadelphia. I can't remember the actual address. Forgive me for not having the actual address, but remember me for actually remember to do announcements. So also the North Philly Peace Park, West Philly Peace Park every Sunday, pretty much every day. Don't forget to drop by the community fridge. Don't forget to volunteer on Sundays in the garden. And every third Sunday at the North Philly Peace Park, there is the Black Market. Again, I say Miss T is throwing a poetry event, the Purple Flower Network. It is $45 to attend, $50 at the door. Illswood, my co-host, will be the spoken word performer, poet, all that. Don't be afraid to email me, reach out, show love. Don't be afraid to reach out to these people. You can easily find them on Instagram. Shout out to Philadelphia, the whole community, y'all. The whole community. Just we outside, baby. The South Side, baby. Philly Podcast Space. Don't forget, don't be afraid to browse and see information on how to get started with your professional podcast. You go to www.phillypodcastspace.com. Also, the best studio in Philadelphia to get your recordings, like I said once before, with the professional level of customer service. And there is a membership program which features me, grindseasonbrand.net. And don't be worried about the site. It is being updated as a daily effort. So that is grindseasonbrand.net, GRNDSZND. No, forgive me. GRNDSZNBRAND.net. Grind Season Brand. You can reach us at grindseasonbrand.net. Not going to keep spelling that out for you. Also, if you have any gifts to, and I mean gifts, I don't mean by monetary, I mean like if you have anything to share with the community peace park as far as education, development, bring peace and only bring peace. To the North Philly Peace Park, 2200 West Jefferson. What's the zip code? I don't know the zip code. Sorry. Hey, what's the address for the poetry event?
I do this on Ice Street.
Okay, well, don't worry about it. We'll get. Just go to. No, just go to what's the Miss T Purple Flowers Network.
Yeah, Purple Flowers Network.
Okay. All right, thank you. And that was my co-host Ills Wills, but he's on father duties right now, y'all. So yeah. I think I have everything announced so far. So we're going into a peak season. So anything I'm announcing and I'm repeating, it is very important to me and it is important to my circle. So God's plan, not my business plan. If you're rewatching this episode or you're watching my podcast for the first time, on the Porch Podcast, episode 57. Grind season is in the building, y'all. Let me know if you're loving the show. Like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to leave a comment. If you are in the middle of driving, just don't do it yet, or wait till a later date and go back and rewatch this as you wash dishes, or, subscribe. So don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss the notification. And whenever you're tired of being misled, don't be, just don't be misled. Don't be misfed. Don't be fed the wrong information. Don't be afraid to seek his foundation, build your kingdom. It doesn't have to be in that order. It just has to be in his will. Hey, y'all, grind season. We're on fire. We're off the porch tonight. Hey, we're about to get into the VA mix, and then we're going to get out of here. I appreciate all of y'all that have been watching. Have a blessed week. Have a Philly cheesesteak foundation. Don't forget that daily bread, afternoon, morning, midday, whenever you feel it, whenever you cannot. Just know that the Lord is always with you. Grind season is always loving you and praying for everyone. And I pray everyone have a blessed week. Someone be a blessing. Let's be a blessing. Let's create and walk with a purpose. Keep everyone in heart, mind, and soul, and peace. See y'all next Sunday. All right. Is that everything? Yeah. Okay, we out. We're about to get into the mix. Oh, okay. It doesn't have to be in that order. It just has to be in his will. Yes, sir. Grind season in the building. Dude.
You got it all right.
This guy.
I'm God. A lot of people don't know that being still is like a verb. It's an action. You feel me? It comes with obedience.
Oh Lord, Jesse,
all praise to the Most High.
Yeah, walking on water, no feel. Moving too much, be still. Give it to God, it seals. Yeah. But you always he near. You can talk to him, now he heals. Everywhere you go, he wish.
I'm pray go to God, how I'm moving in faith. I gotta get right for my living in faith. I want all the blessings he mentioned in name. The harvest so wide that it's covering age. We obedient now and we walking in faith. We following you, Lord, we go where you take. Leading us into the promise of aid. In front of our enemies, you partake. Warfare been kinda crazy lately, but we ain't worried about none. Matthew, knowing you God, I'm still. Statue, knowing I'm over your seal. Tattoo, filled up all of your word. Fat dude, die for the world and you ain't even have to. Never mind all the words they slinging at you. The only one redeem me from these shackles. Caught up in your sin, I pray you repent. I'm focused to break generational curse. Get rid of them demons that look and they learn. I got traumas that bitter, they bleed and they hurt. I'm trying to get out of the way, I got word. I'm trying to close out any door while it's early. I don't wanna get caught in the ways of the world. I'm praying to the Lord to increase my discern. I had something done in the past and it hurt. Can't say that I know it all, man, I'm still in agreement with all of the things that he buried. The enemy wanted me closing the curse. I gave it to God and he handled my word. I'm hidden in God for them demons that surge. Walking up down, tell me why I was worried.
Yeah. When I couldn't get right, Lord, you never left. Ain't go alone in this fight. Lord, you never going deep, sit still. Not sure his will. Got a couple things I wanna get clear. What you waiting for is here, yeah. Yahweh in here, oh my Lord in here. Feel the spirit, I get chill. And the strength I need is falling on top of the hill. And I know he will, let's be according to his will. Ain't nobody like him, do it all, I know you right. I don't like it hard, but I pray that you know God, yeah. He took that charge, and he have to at all, yeah. I'm talking flaws and all, cause he deserve your heart. If you turn Saul to Paul, imagine what they do for y'all.
Tell me who one wanna serve a God like this. Came to earth, suffered, and he died for us like this. Ran from the caller, cause it was a script that I ain't fit. Still came for me, ooh, he's so gracious, I ain't
thinking you can live without him, get real.
Heaven and hell is real.
Some of y'all gon' think I'm lying, it is. Get left behind, for real.
Now all are gon' listen, they thinking I'm playing. You falling right into the enemy's plan. In terms of the truth, tell me where do you stand? You either gon' get it or die where you stand. I pray go to God for giving me my mom, and I'm trusting in God for everything he promised. And I'm covered up under the covenant on. I pray that I know that my God up the song, and I can't get too comfortable. Here come and gon' come. I'm up in that papa like up in the pump. Slain in the spirit, I feel like I'm drunk. I took my eyes off him and that's when I saw. Hold on.
What? Chill. Walking on water, no feel. Moving too much, be still. Give it to God, it seals. Yeah. But you always he near. You can talk to him, now he heals. Everywhere you go, he wish. Yeah.
That it's a lot of things that we don't understand about your love, you feel me? Your agape love, you know what I'm saying? That it's way beyond our understanding because your love is eternal.
So for that, what they know about love with no condition. Pray up to the heavens and I can see stars that glisten. Wondering, do you hear all your children? That's we pouring out our hearts, hoping that you reveal them. Did wrong too many times. If I could press rewind to change my way of living, I gotta get rid of these feelings. Heartbroken on so many levels. Rushing trying to put it all back together. Knowing inside you're deserving a battle. Pray to y'all but not receiving an answer. Feel ignored like your prayers have been canceled. I know I've been up before. Stuck silent with my face to the floor. Trying my best to stop these tears from flowing. He is just listening. Now often do he hear your voice, crying out when you're all out of choices. Tried everything and ran out of sources. Drawn to the sacred place away from the noises. All of them times you avoid it. That warfare is his way to force us. Sometimes we can be our own poison.
Hey,
And you know Yahweh, when I noticed that your love was different from all the others, you feel me? That no matter what, it always stay the same.
He the most high and ain't talking exotic. Gave him my life, a new life, and I got it. Choose you this day if it's breath in your body. See me, then know that I'm going, no option. Jesus the way and the truth, ain't no copy. Walking the light so it's easy to spot me. Weight of the world on my shoulders, he spot me. Holding the truth in contempt, boy, that's folly. Because you wear white does not mean that you godly. Send you the children of Israel, stop it. All of God's children bear fruit and you rotten.
Ain't no, I just want to do this here, you feel me? Hey. Just let Rurach have his way, you know what I'm talking about? Hey, not too much, but hey. Y'all with the dope, let's go.
We walking by faith, Lord, and not by sight. Can't be an angel in the day.
Righteous crowd, the Lord heals and delivers them out of all
hey, y'all. I appreciate everybody for tuning in this time. We got some new viewers. Shout out to Miss Priscilla J. Shout out to Miss Sam Cunningham. Elder. Got the elders in the house. Shout out to T. Me So Funny. Hey, y'all. Grind season on the porch. It's been a blessing, y'all. I'll see y'all next Sunday. I'll see y'all before then, but we out. Good evening. Hey. We out.
They count his pay as weakness when he slow the angle. Set this sun down in the main. The blood of the lamb speak better things than able.
Don't believe trust he won't make. I know that he good. Plus I can see in his taste. Came from about of that world. Long I was swine, but I had all these pearls. Took a little time for me to get right, yeah. I had another line in the midnight, yeah. Man, I still showed in the 4 feet. Yeah. Took a deep off in my sin and a nosebleed. So many restless nights. Ain't get no sleep. Ain't no resting for the wicked, it ain't no peace. Man, I was feeling so low, like I had no me. Man, I thought I wanna rise off that float, but God chose me. I heard that devil mocking me while I died slow. The thought to wrap around on my mind like get cold. Man, that python stuck a shit in my spine, my eyes closed. Then I heard the voice tell me to be quiet and watch close. And it came a light like a fire in my eyes. Oh, I was looking for a way out the lies and God showed me. Wanna survive, gotta die.